Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hope it is a beautiful morning out there that where you are. Let me hope the grace of God is with you wherever you are. Those ones that are celebrating their birthdays, we are celebrating with you. And those ones that have just woken up, just know that it's a morning and it's 5 minutes past 9. We love you so much every time you tune in Word of Life. Brenda Mahooro is my name, but there is another added name that was added unto me. Ochieng, yeah. But I thank you all that have been waiting for me. I love you so much and I missed you so much. Yes, Word of Life, it's the show every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every single Thursday in the morning. Today we are very delighted to have Rodgers Peterson Nambago Kasambeko. Yes, and we are going to be talking about current updates of Uganda Martyrs celebration. You know that it's going to be a Saturday, 3rd June, and it's Saturday. So we are going to be talking about the current updates. We know that there is children's pilgrims. What is the program? What are the parents going to do ahead of this, and how the children going to be prepared for? And we are going to be talking about all those things. And Rodgers is the provincial Kiddo coordinator, but also he's also the acting committee chairperson for the 2023 Uganda Martyrs Day celebration. But
Publicity Chairperson.
Yeah, so he's going to be talking about his place and the current updates. So welcome with me, Mr. Rodgers.
Thank you so much, Madam Ocheng. Ocheng Brenda. Let me take this opportunity first of all to thank the grace of God that actually I'm alive today. And I also want to thank God that this is now my second time coming back here to give an update about the current events that are going on in the preparation of 3rd June Nambago celebration of the Uganda Martyrs. And I also want to convey our sincere greetings from the province, particularly from His Grace the Archbishop, together with the Provincial Secretariat. Receive our greetings warmly. When we speak about the celebrations of 3rd June Uganda Martyrs, what I want to tell the members is that 3rd June it's a national event.
Yeah, true.
It has been on and on. So there are no distinct miracles that are going to be put into this entire arrangement. But what is so specific this time around, just to give a preamble maybe to the new listeners, is that this time around the Provincial Assembly gave an opportunity to the to what we call the Eastern Cluster. The Eastern Cluster comprises of 10 dioceses. Those are around 50 districts. And when we speak about the diocese, we are talking about 10 bishops. I always start from the Nile, that is the Diocese of Busoga, that is headed by the Right Reverend Paul Naimani. Then you proceed to the Diocese of Central Busoga. Busoga is in Jinja, then Central Busoga is in Iganga, just a district.
Yeah.
And that one is led by the Right Reverend Patrick Wakula. Then when you stretch over to Tororo Road, you go to Bukedi Diocese, where we have the cluster chairperson. The Right Reverend Bogeri Egesa is the cluster chairperson. And after Bukedi Diocese, we can stretch to Mbale, where we have the Right Reverend Nanda, and then we go to North Mbale. There is Sebe, where we have the Right Reverend Paul Masaba. You come down to Tesoland. Those are Itesoites. The others we're talking about, those are brothers from Bugisu. And the reason why I'm giving you all that, I'm trying to show you the diversity of tribes and cultures that have come together to emphasize this year's theme that hails from the book of Ephesians chapter 4. So when we go to Soroti, we are talking about Itesoites, that is the Diocese of Kumi, that is led by the Right Reverend Esa Kanokwi. And then the Diocese of Soroti, that's the Right Reverend Usaya Udongo. Then you climb up now in the Karamoja region, where we have the Diocese of North Karamoja in Kotido. That is Bishop Aisu. And then you finalize with Karamoja Diocese in Moroto, where we have the Right Reverend Abra, who again happens to be the dean of the of the province. When we talk about the dean, of course, according to the House of Bishops, that's the most experienced bishop among all of them. So I've given you that kind of introduction to show you that 10 dioceses, over 50 districts with different cultures have come together to celebrate 3rd June Uganda Martyrs Day. So what then becomes significant to us, we who are living, is that we get to believe that when you have what you believe in, the Uganda Martyrs on our side are only 23 on the Anglican side.
Yeah.
Those ones are the Anglicans who were killed, who refused to bow down to all the demands and the pressures of the current government that was then led by the King Kabaka Mwanga. So after that activity, that is around 1886, when they were killed, to him it was a success. But the martyrs actually defined the foundation of the Anglican Church that we are having today. So with this opportunity that was given to the Eastern Cluster, as you may be aware, last year it was the Ankole Cluster which was given. So this year it is the Eastern Cluster. So all the 10 bishops have come together, working in unison to make sure we also present and stand in solidarity with those that by the grace of God they chose not to denounce the name of Jesus. So there are so many activities that are ongoing currently, from both at the diocesan level, at the provincial level, and also at even an individual level. When we speak about the diocesan level, 2 weeks ago we had an activity of profiling all dioceses. This is an activity that had not surfaced, but we went to each and every diocese across the Eastern Cluster diocese. We got ideal around 4 informations that we are interested in. That is, the first one was to understand the history of the diocese. When we captured the history, of course, it rolled down to the governance structure. It comes from the bishop together with his secretariat, how many parishes and dioceses that are inscribed within that diocese. We also looked out for those distinct features that are actually not known by the entire country. Now that Uganda Martyrs is one of the greatest tourism activity of the year, over 1 million people flood into that place. So we realize that also dioceses have those significant tourist features that the country can be interested in. I'll give you an example of Busoga Diocese. There is a place where Bishop Huntington was killed. It is in Mayuge, a place called Chando. You would go there, you would find there caves where he was sleeping in, and you also find there caves that he used to use as his library, and you also find there a stone where he was killed on, before his body was then carried to Busia in a place called Budimo. That's a very big story, and I also take this opportunity to thank now the government of Uganda for they recognize that site, put some infrastructures around it to define its significance. But so many people, when we talk about the martyrs, they see those ones at Namugongo. But we have those ones also who were martyred in a place called Chando. We traveled. Now Budimo is in Ebukedi Diocese. Budimo, it's a place in Busia district. It's the border district. In fact, when you're there, you can just see across the river, you would be seeing Kenya. There is even a tree where the bishop was actually laid to rest for 3 days when he was already dead. In Budimo? In Budimo. The tree is already there, and even the community is asking for support to make sure at least they try to make it a religious tourist center. When we reached there, we would still see the strength of the confession that we have today. So moving from there, you will find yourself that as as the Eastern Cluster, you will find that the Diocese of Bukedi being having the cluster chairperson, they are organizing ways of how pilgrims actually can also start moving. Okay? So when we talk about pilgrims moving, when we speak about pilgrims moving, you realize that the Diocese of Karamoja, the one which is in the far, I don't know if I should say call it the far east, in Moroto, began moving on Sunday last week. And they are going to move to Nimalu, then come and join up their brothers in Mbale. There is even another group, then from Mbale, where we're expecting them actually to be there today. They've
already started moving.
They began moving on Sunday.
Yeah.
They began moving on Sunday. Maybe even at that point, the Diocese of, I think, North Chigezi, in fact, it was Chigezi Diocese, its members began moving also a week ago. Right now, as we are speaking, there is a gentleman from the Diocese of Lango. He's a former member of Parliament, who, for him, every year, he always walks from his diocese, and he always arrives like a week before or 2 weeks before.
How old is he?
He's in his actually around 50 something. So he keeps on walking. So many people have begun now moving, but of course the numbers are still low. But we believe the teams that are those teams that are coming from the east, joining up with the teams that are coming from the west, the north and other areas. Remember, this is a national event.
True.
And not only national, but it has now become an East African event. So we expect guests that are going to be moving from Kenya to come to Uganda. We're also expecting those that are coming from Tanzania, and even a few that we think will come from South Sudan and then this part of Rwanda, if they have not yet reached. But there are those that are going to use,
planes.
Of course, those ones are not trekking. Those ones who are going to use planes, maybe they will start moving from Kampala to the other side.
How about those ones that are moving from Congo?
Those ones, of course, they will come through with the bus and maybe start from Namirembe to this place. So since we are remaining with around 9 days, we believe the last group will be arriving at the site on the 2nd.
Yeah.
On the 2nd of June. This group from North Mbale, because when I talk about North Mbale and Mbale, together with Sebei began already moving yesterday. Sebei, that's the site where we have people like Cheptegei, these athletes, Cheptegei, and the Kiprotich, I think all come from that side. Kiplimo, Chemutai. So those ones already began moving yesterday. So they'll be joining up with their brothers and sisters in North Mbale, then come up to Mbale, perhaps they will rest there, then move. We expect that group at least to reach on 30th. But then we also have a group that began in Busoga Diocese. Busoga has averaged, I think, around 5 districts.
Busoga only?
Only Busoga Diocese. That's Buyende, Kaliro, and Buyende, Jinja, Mayuge, Namayingo, and then Bujiri. Those are the districts that make Busoga Diocese. So these ones there's a team that began from Buyende, Archdeaconry. They are going to go through Namasagali, connect to Kayunga, that is Kayunga now in Buganda, find their way up to Namugongo. Then there's that team that is also going to set off from the cathedral in Bugembe. Also use the Jinja Road, come up to Seta, then branch from Seta, Bukerere Road, then connect to Namugongo. So this team that is coming from Bukedi, for them, instead of going to Mbale, they will be starting from Bukedi. Bukedi is in Tororo. Use Tororo Road, come through to Nakalama in Iganga, join up a team at Central Busoga Diocese in Iganga, move. We believe they will also join up with a team in Busoga Diocese in Jinja, move like that up to when they will reach at the site. But as they are moving, today is 25th.
Yeah.
25th. So starting with tomorrow, we have a Children's Day. It's a children's celebration event. So all those below the age of 17 years.
That will be a Saturday.
That will be a Saturday.
Yeah.
Those kids, and we are actually calling upon the parents and also the teachers who are going to come along with these kids. They should at least take good care of them. We're expecting an overflow of kids since it's a holiday season. And they will also have a 2-kilometer pilgrimage.
From where to where?
From Namugongo to Chaliwajala. With the band, of course, it will be so exciting. They will be moving with the band up to Chaliwajala. And then from there, they will go back to the site. There are so many fun games around. We have engaged. There will be bouncing castle, face painting, music. They will also have some inspirational speeches and engagements with people of course, people with a position in this country.
What ages are we talking about here?
From 7 to 17.
Only? What if I'm 20 and then I feel
7 to 17, at least we believe you're below the age. And so, I think, do you still use a bouncing castle?
Why not?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so are they going to pay? I heard that they're going to pay in some money.
The payment is actually strictly for those who would want to tour around the museum. Strictly. And it is only 3,000.
What if they come with their parents? The parents are also going to pay in some money? The
payment is on the kids. So the parents have got an advantage. But why would we make them? Namugongo is being transformed into a tourist center, a religious tourist site. And if you look at the Anglican Museum, the entire story and every administrative and infrastructure around, that's the reason why they chose to put that 3,000 for every child who accesses the facility and wants to tour around, get to understand the history. Because they will also be having the guides who take them, give them the entire story of how it happened. When people hear about the Uganda Martyrs, they think maybe they came moving on horses, but these are guys who were just actually pulled down on their backs up to the site, wherever they were being pulled from. So when you look at that entire story, of course, it is a story that is not given just to frighten them, but to strengthen them and actually establish their faith further. That actually there is a cost when you stand on the truth. So here we are talking about our brothers who sacrificed or who gave their lives for the gospel. So on Saturday, we are going to have the Children's Day.
Yeah, and before we go to another update, like why did you choose this special day for children?
These now for the kids, you realize that some kids are somehow, though they're in the holidays, but they're somehow engaged during the 5 days of the week. So Saturdays are days when they are probably having some space. And also, when you look at 3rd June, we have paraded activities from the 27th at the venue up to 3rd June. So we began with the children, then we will proceed to another category up to 2nd, because the 3rd June is the D-Day. First of all, the advantage that it's a Saturday. Their caretakers, parents are available. Yeah. Then the other thing is that when you look at the activities that we want to do, we would want every child to have an opportunity. Without having, and maybe, you never know, there could be excuses, but at least every child should have an opportunity. And probably, I think most oftenly, Saturdays are not so very busy days. So we believe our kids will not be interrupted so much with the traffic. And so we want to thank the Uganda Police and the security forces that have committed to offer that kind of security to these young pilgrims who are going to be moving from Namugongo to Chaliwajala. But you may see it to be a simple journey, but actually it is not as simple as you could think, walking those 2 kilometers.
True.
Yes.
So what is expected of parents? A parent who is watching us and would want to come with a child, what is expected of them?
First of all, we have, before the parents, dioceses have been requested to to send in the names of those kids who are going to participate in this activity. So we believe that we are going to be receiving groups. So for the parent, for your job on that day, since it is free entry, you should come. Of course, I'm hoping they will not. A parent will not come and disguise. But I believe if you're the parent, what is expected of you is just organize your child, bring him to that day. When we reach that day, of course, we have organized. We will group them into groups, and where possible, you can also walk around alongside your child. But of course, the groups are going to be there. When you reach at the site, for you as a parent, you can join or you can remain there. As the kids go, they will still come back. But of course, we are going to have a list of the names of the kids that have come, so that in the event that one child is lost from the other, we can easily identify them. Because oftentimes, there is a way how kids lose at the geographical location of their parents in one way or the other. Maybe when they go to places of convenience and all that kind of stuff. So as a parent, for us, what we are requesting you is that at least be there and support your child. Come along with him or her when you can. But still, we will have the ushers who will be helping out.
Wow. So what are the other programs? Because you said from 27th it's going to be children's program, and then after 27th we have 28th.
That's a youth day or youth Sunday. Because rather will be Saturday, then we shall go to the youth. Now, the youth, of course, you know, there has always been a global saying that they are the leaders of yesterday or today.
Today.
The leaders of tomorrow. But I think there will never be a generation that has no leaders, that has no youth. So the youth should embrace the facts that they are always leaders of today, not tomorrow. So on 28th, it will be 28th. It will be a youth service, and dioceses have also participated in that, and all these activities are going to be worked out at the site. Then on the 29th up to 3rd June, we shall have a science exhibition, a skilling exhibition. In fact, it is a skilling exhibition. So for all the programs that are going to be coming, not only are they coming to have that spiritual nourishment, but they will also live with a skill, with an employable skill. The Ministry of Science and Technology, that is, I think, under the stewardship of Honorable Dr. Musenero. Yeah. They have offered us a full week of skilling in different activities. So, as the pilgrims are coming, if you can't walk for the faith, then walk for the business, so that you don't leave. One of the things that you will leave to remember is that on 3rd June, I managed to participate in this activity, and then I got a skill. It could be making candles, it could be making whatsoever, because there are so many. But at least every person that comes there from Monday, that will be on the 29th, up to 3rd of June, that entire week they will be exposed to different skills and experts, and all these activities are actually free of charge. Experts are going to be there to give them guidance from the business perspective. Those ones who would want to know what to invest in at such a time as this, when the economy is almost shaking everyone, they will receive that basic advice. Even if you have a business, learning never ceases until when you die. But it is also believed that when you die, there is also a learning lesson. I don't know what it is, but at least heaven. That's so good. So even if you have a business, you can come and get some more skill. And to you who is thinking of starting, if you're a young man and you are like you don't know what to do, you can come and you participate in this day and you will be empowered. So we want to also take an opportunity to thank the ministry for coming out to support the member. Because remember, when you empower a Christian or when you empower the person, you have empowered still a generation. You have changed the narrative of dependence. So if this person lives and goes and puts it into practice, they will always live to remember that church is not just about preaching the gospel, telling people to go to heaven, but there is also this element whereby when they leave that place, and they go and put it into action, I think that will fulfill the scriptures, what the scriptures say, that the Lord will bless the works of our hands.
Yeah.
So before you're blessed, at least acquire a skill. And when you acquire a skill, kindly go and put it into practice. Then after the science exhibition, on the 1st,
On the 30th.
of course, the 30th is also captured within that.
Hey, it's
But
all science exhibition.
all science. But when it comes to the first now, always men are forgotten. In
Fathers Union.
Fathers Union stroke Christian Men Fellowship. So sometimes men are always forgotten, but this time around men have also been considered, and has always been the norm. So fathers, in Uganda they say that I call upon all the fathers this time around. That is your day. Come and participate in this 3rd June. What is so humbling is that at that time, when we didn't have this kind of like the changes in freedoms of speech, freedoms of worship, these 23 young men chose to they chose to despise life for the gospel, for the sake of the gospel. Now God has permitted us that we can move to Namugongo and we worship God. We've again become so busy in our different engagements. So on 1st, all men are called across the province, across the country, to come and at least participate on that day. They will be preaching praise and worship. So you come and hear the voices of these so beautiful, handsome men.
It's only men.
No,
it
is open. It is open. It is not just men.
Even
but
women are invited.
Even women are invited. But they also have their big piece of the cake on the 2nd of June.
Mothers Union.
That is Mothers Union / Christian Women Fellowship. They will be there and then climax it up with an overnight. After the overnight, then it will be the 3rd June, where the celebrations then will be held. The guest preacher is Archbishop Foley Beach. I think then, of course, the main celebrant is His Grace, the Archbishop. All those activities are going to be done then on the 3rd of June. The other significant thing is that you're going to have a choir of over 400 members.
A choir of 400 members.
400 members.
Ooh.
Every diocese has given us 40 members. Every single diocese. And these are 10 dioceses, so those are 400 members, all standing there. You will hear the voice of a person from Karamoja land, sub-region, Busoga sub-region, Teso sub-region, Bugisu, but they are all coming together to sing and worship God for that day. The other important thing that I also want our audiences, our members to know, is that you have realized that over time we've been praying through tents. But I'm glad to inform you that this time around we are going to use our amphitheater for the first time.
For the first time.
For the first time this time around.
That's good news.
So, and it has a seating capacity of 20,000 members.
20,000.
And then the VIP section, of course, has 3,000 members. So for the first time,
it's open.
It is open to all. It is open to all, unless if there is an overflow. But if there is an overflow still outside, the screens will be put for them to also follow what will be happening inside there. So the amphitheater is one of the great successes of this year. The entire place has been organized, the grounds have been leveled, and even the traffic is going to be controlled so well because walkways have been also worked on. So whoever is coming, they are going to see those that were there last year and those that are coming this year, they will still see
a big change.
And what is so exciting is that amphitheater. They will come. Of late, I've been seeing testings going everywhere. Security combing the place. Sound being tested. So for us, from the Eastern perspective, we are ready to host the members. The province is ready to host the country. So that who is not yet ready is perhaps Brenda.
Me, I'm very ready.
Who has not
I
yet
wouldn't
ready.
be here if
You
I'm
wouldn't
not
be here.
ready.
So Brenda is also ready.
Yes,
So I
I'm
think
very
the whole
ready.
country is
I'm
now
going
ready.
I'm going to be there, and I'm excited to see you guys.
Oh, we are going to be there, and trust me, you'll see us there.
Yeah, so
But
let's talk about the 3rd June.
Now, the 3rd June.
Receiving guests, what is are people going to facilitate themselves in eating, or is is there something special that you guys are preparing for us? I talk about the health, security. Are there emergency teams in case this batch of members are arriving? Those ones that are their legs are swollen. What is?
Oh, thank you so much. As I said before, this is a national event. So on top of it, we have what we call the National Organizing Committee, NOC.
Yeah.
Then we have the Central Executive Committee. Then we have also, I think, the cluster kind of committee. Then we have these small subcommittees. Now, for me, I'm on the Publicity Committee, where I'm the acting chairperson. The chairperson is Justice Ogola, so I'm standing in for him. From the side of the Publicity Committee, media houses. I will start with Family TV. We went with them across the country in the eastern side, and we came back. And I've been seeing clips being played for the different dioceses. We already requested for the accreditation of the media houses. We already received a list from Family TV. Their tags are going to be out, I think, by Tuesday next week. Next week before the D-Day. Their tags will be out. When it comes to the Security Committee, Security is working with all its sister security organs. When we speak about those ones, talk about police, UPDF, ISO, I'm told there is PISO, ESO, all those ones. They've come together to make sure that there is security. As you could be aware that oftentimes when the children of the Lord come together, the devil without invitation always sneaks himself around.
Definitely.
So security has been manned up to make sure that at least on that day, people's properties are protected. But also we call for more caution on the side of the pilgrims. When you come with your properties, kindly try to take caution on them, because some members will pretend to be in the spirit, yet they're actually moving in the flesh. So, security-wise, they've organized emergency exit points, VIP sections to avoid that kind of inconveniences. They've also gone ahead to coordinate with the teams on ground and also with us who on the organizing side to make sure that at least we are coordinating. And given the fact that the guest of honor, we're expecting His Excellency, the President of this country, to be available. SFC is on, and so security-wise, we have seen the security doing their job, and we are so grateful to that. We are also working with the Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health right there. Let's just go in for a short commercial break, but we are still continuing with the current updates of Uganda Martyrs Nambago. You're welcome on the show. In case you've just joined, just know that you're in good hands. You're watching Word of Life every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We are here, and today we're talking about current updates of Uganda Matters, and it's going to be a Saturday, 3rd June, and we've talked about 28th. We have all these things on 27th. It's going to be a Saturday. This Saturday, it's going to be children's program. Every parent, you're really encouraged to bring your child to Nambago for the celebrations are going to be happening. It's going to be really lovely, and your child is going to be in good hands. He's going to learn a lot of stuff. And on 28th, it's going to be a youth service. 29th, it's going to be science and exhibition. There's a lot of things that are going to be learned: how to handle your business, how to grow your business, and the skills that you're going to acquire. trust me, they're going to be a lifetime saver, and it's going to be a blast. And then on first, it's going to be Fathers Union. Every man out there, you're really encouraged to attend. Like Roger said, buli musajja yona joli, you're called upon to attend. And then on second, it's going to be Mothers Union. Women, you're really invited. There's a lot of talks that are going to be talked about, how to handle your marriage, how to handle your family. So you're invited to come in person. And third, that is going to be the celebration, and a lot of things are going to be happening. So before we went in for a short commercial break, Rodgers were talking about Ministry of Health, their pattern, and these things are going to be happening. Places of convenience is going to talk about places of convenience. I'm sure some of you will be like, I would want to go, but a lot of people are going to be in attendance. So how am I going to be in good hands? Just don't worry yourself. Peterson is going to tell you how everything is going to happen. But we are proudly sponsored by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe for Tide Spa, swimming, sauna, golf course, everything. Just go or just give them a call on those numbers they're seeing on your screen, and they will be happy to attend to everything. Luxury at its best, Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Rodgers.
Wow.
We're talking about Ministry of Health, how it has partnered with you guys.
Yes, Minister of Health, KCCA, Church of Uganda, Provincial Health Directorate, and then Mengo Hospital, all those partners have come on board to ensure that in case of any I would call it an outbreak or any medical issue that would be over that will require attention is addressed. We have got standby ambulances. Of course, so the Uganda Police has offered it's under its medical unit, has also offered support. So even as the pilgrims are coming on board, we are engaging with the different health centers within the lines of their pilgrimage.
Yeah.
For the Ministry of Health, they have also offered to come on that day to offer some basic medical services and examinations, testing people's pressure, checking their sugar levels, those basic medical services that can be offered on the ground. So for those that would have come, maybe they have swollen legs, the emergency units services are going to be there. The Red Cross actually is also part of the team that is going to be moving with the members from Tororo.
Yeah.
So they will be coming along. Red Cross has also offered to support us. And then when it comes to the other sides of places of convenience, actually even the lighting has been increased on those areas. The places of convenience have been well improved and worked on with the plumbing system fixed. So this time around, we believe that, of course, we are doing that with an anticipation of over 40,000 members. So meaning over 40,000 or 400,000 members. So how would you handle such a team? Walking they call speaking signposts. Are they called speaking signposts? Those ones that show that you have a man goes this side and a woman goes the other side. Signposts have been put along. So when it comes to places of convenience, even if we come and we are more than 500,000, trust me, we are prepared for them anyway.
They also have showers.
You go the other side of the institution. But of course, those are all areas. Of course, now Namugongo also has a theological school. And some of the facilities have also been extended to us. So for those ones who want to go and have shower, of course, it is also an arrangement there on the other side of the institution. But also on the side of ours, when it comes to dehydrated members, people who would want to take water, we have our partner also who has offered us water, any amount that we need on site. Any amount. So the dispensers are going to be put in different spots for you. Just go and empty and put in your tin that you have, in the event that the ones that we have will be over, the reusable plastic cups. And those members, our members who are moving from the different centers, at least we also have a partner who gave us reflector jackets, so that even when they're on the road, they are not they are easily identified. But speaking on what will happen on that day, on 3rd June, we have several committees.
Sure.
We have a committee of liturgy. Liturgy has to do with the choir. It has to do with things to do with when time comes for the Holy Communion. So all the ushers have been clearly branded. I would use the word branded, meaning that they have their uniforms that they will put on that day. So you will not be confused that this so and so came dressing this kind of color. So we are all right now they are trying to engage them, equip them, and prepare them for that day, because some of them have been used to their small congregations. Now this time around it's going to be a bigger congregation. So ushers have also been put who will guide members. What happens sometimes at Namgongo is that long line. We have those members who always want to go down at the site and get some water. They call it water for the blessing. So police has guided us well on how we are going to manage that traffic, so that it does not inconvenience those ones who would want to access the facility.
Yeah.
Even at the entry points, the different security teams have also this time around said they are going to make everything possible to make sure that the members are not actually inconvenienced, because there are those days when there's some little bit of inconveniences. Even when the VIPs are coming, can you say all our bishops are going to be given the lead cards together with others, so that at least they are not, because if you have a Uganda Martyrs without a bishop, who will lead the procession?
No one.
Exactly. So when it comes to the liturgy is ready. As I said, it has 400 choir members. They will be soon reaching on the grounds, I think, on the 30th to come and do a joint practice. But as we talk now, they've been practicing from their different dioceses, so they will be coming together and do the final touches and then engage on the D-Day. The health committee, as I said, and actually the chairperson of the health committee is Bishop Abura, the dean of the province. The arrangement with the Ministry of Health, Mengo Hospital, Uganda Protestant Medical Bureau, that one is also ongoing so well. And also us on the publicity side, we already know the teams we are going to work with. We have already designed a media plan on that day. How are we going to organize ourselves? And all the media personnels from Family TV, as I said before, we've been moving with them. I will also be there to make sure no one disorganizes my team. I'm jointly working, because I'm told there are days when somehow, somewhere, the security someone wants to get clearance to access the facility, and they are somehow put aside because they're not maybe either on the list. But I'm going to be there to give that support and to see that at least there is that kind of accommodation for all. We have transport. Now, you've spoken about the transport and the welfare of the members on the ground.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a budget on the welfare. I've seen throughout, members have always been, there has been feeding in Namgongo. The choir members are going to be fed from the day when they will reach on ground to the last day, and even transported back from their different dioceses. We are also, there are some members of parliament that have offered vans that are going to bring their members. So we believe that area of transport is sorted. We also have now the feeding. We will feed those that by the grace of God we will manage, but of course there is that arrangement also of feeding the other members. But it's hard to plan for them, but it is possible, because at least we know the numbers that we are anticipating, and there is also that arrangement of feeding. What I can also add on is on the side of the guest of honor. The guest of honor, as I said, is Archbishop Foley Beach.
Is the guest of honor.
No. So is the guest preacher, the guest preacher, together with the main celebrant, His Grace the Archbishop, Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba, are also now ready, together with the entire House of Bishops that is also going to be available. There are those members who will walk from Namirembe Diocese to the site. And I'm told UJCC, that is Uganda Joint Christian Council, UJCC, is also part of it, and they'll be also be participating in that kind of pilgrimage. And I've been informed that is always an annual event. So for us, from our end, I can conclusively say that all committees are working
hand in hand.
Hand in hand. Of course, not putting aside the element of security, because all of us are taken up by the element of security. I want to encourage and emphasize that security has been confirmed, that we are sorted. The Uganda Police, the UPDF, and the sister parastatal security organs are working so hard to make sure that the day is a success. The unique factor in this year's Martyrs celebration is that all the dioceses, first of all, on the Anglican side, 10 dioceses have come together to participate. But even our sister, the other side, the Catholics, it is the Diocese of Jinja that is also organizing.
On the other side.
On the other side of the Catholics. So we have the Jinja Diocese. I am told it is under the Archdiocese of Tororo. They are also organizing. So you will see that the whole of East, let us pray we don't empty this East. So also security should be concerned about the emptiness of the entire Eastern region. Because as we are walking, the Catholics are also going to be walking. And the entire East this time around was given that opportunity to organize this year's Uganda Martyrs. So you will find that the same security that we are having is the same security that's also going to be managed on the other side. So that's why most of our other activities are like being jointly handled together.
Wow. So in only 1 minute, call upon every member out there, every parent and every youth, Fathers Union, Mothers Union, and tell them about 3rd June before we close off.
Should I maintain English or Luganda?
No, Luganda. So Luganda.
Perfect. First of all, it would be wrong for me to conclude this talk show without sending a very great appreciation to our own family TV, the Church of Uganda. I want to be so thankful to the CEO, my friend, for his support. I've seen the team that he has been sending, Owen and Sanya and other people. I think Edwin and others, and I've gotten to know some of the names. They are so passionate and they are pushing this program. And I believe as a province of the Church of Uganda, if we can embrace and grow our own, I believe we will become a very big force, because as Church of Uganda, 37 dioceses across the province, it is extremely powerful that we support and do anything possible to make sure that we become a force and a name in the industry. So I'm calling upon, on behalf of the chairperson of the Eastern Cluster, and also the chairperson of the Central Executive Committee, that's the Right Honorable Litwara Rebecca Kadaga, and the Right Reverend Egesa Bogere, the Bishop of the Diocese of Bukedi, together also on the behalf of the remaining bishops of the 9 dioceses. We are inviting the entire country to come and be part of this year's celebrations. We are delighted that at least every time when we go to the Uganda Martyrs, we are not just going to celebrate, but we are ideally going there to also strongly stand and strengthen our faith for the cause that the 23 men gave for the sake of the gospel. So I'm calling upon the Fathers Union, Tuyambe, the Christian Men Fellowship. Don't stay behind this time around. Be the front runners actually this time around. I'm calling upon you. At least this day is a public holiday. So please, instead of going to the farm, come and be part of it. All the traffics have been organized, so you will not be inconvenienced as it has always been before. Every year when Uganda Martyrs is being held, there is always an improvement from the past because there are always evaluation meetings that proceed afterwards. So I invite every person on behalf of His Grace to be part of this event. Mothers, for you, it's automatic. I know. Mothers are okay, and the youth.
Thank you so much.
For God and my country.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for watching Word of Life with me, Brenda Mahooro. It's a beautiful morning to have you every day on Word of Life. Thursday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I love you so much. Have yourself a beautiful day.